One of the more anticipated games coming from the EA conference was of course the latest installment of Mass Effect, which is finally titled Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, although we didn't get to see any actual gameplay, we did get a trailer that was rendering using the in-game engine. In regards to release dates and platforms, what we do know is they're going to have a focus on the next gen, or at least at this point what's now considered the current gen systems, which means we can definitely expect to see it on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And as far as when the game will be released, they've said that it's going to be in the holidays of 2016. Now, I'm betting it's probably going to be around the November time, also considering the fact that's around the time Dragon Age Inquisition came out, but also for somewhat sentimental values, because you have N7 Day, which even though next year will be on a Monday, I'm guessing because the games are released on Tuesday, they're probably going to release it possibly on November 8th, but that's still in speculation. But the one thing that is guaranteed is, again, look forward to seeing it in the holidays of 2016. And of course, BioWare is definitely taking advantage of the in-home engine, the Frostbite 3 engine, for Mass Effect Andromeda, which is interesting because in a recent interview with Aaron Flynn, it was proposed the whole face scan technology that's been used for some of the other sports games, such as the NBA franchise, and the possibility of it being implemented into Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, although at first they kind of brushed it off to the side, saying they're aware that the technology exists, they really don't want to reveal anything at this given time because chances are they might not be doing it right now, but there may be a chance they may be using it in the future. Again, right now, not a lot of things are exactly set in stone. They're still trying to work things out, or they can't necessarily reveal things. But I think that would be an interesting feature to see implemented. Of course, there's the horror stories that we've seen from some of the other NBA face scans. So there'll be an image beside just horrific if done improperly. But I mean, between now and then, a lot can change as far as that face scan recognition software is concerned. And it would definitely be interesting to see everybody be able to go ahead and put their likeness, especially for the people who like to play self-inserted characters, in Mass Effect Andromeda. And Mass Effect Andromeda is named such because, again, they wanted to try to break away from Shepard and his or her crew, which is why it's not titled Mass Effect 4 instead, as a lot of people have been calling it. It's going to be a whole new adventure, focusing on a whole new group of people. BioWare has also been very hush-hush about how previous decisions throughout the Mass Effect series so far are actually going to come into play with the new Mass Effect Andromeda game. There's been some speculation that with the success of Dragon Age Keep, they may have something very similar that they would use for Mass Effect Andromeda. In my opinion, I think that will work rather well, because then you have the opportunity of people kind of shaping their universe that would impact kind of what happens in Mass Effect Andromeda, whether it even just be because, again, due to the possible timeline, events that can possibly unfold, or even just little references. At least BioWare stated they're trying to shy away from a canon timeline, because that would kind of be a kick to the teeth for a lot of the people, especially when the previous 3 games were all about choice. For those choices to be kind of thrown out the window would more than likely tick off quite a few fans. Now, the game said to primarily take place in the Andromeda Galaxy, which is 2.5 million light years away from Earth and the Milky Way galaxy. There's going to be a huge emphasis on space exploration. Humans are likely looking to expand either to increase their influence and reach throughout the universe, or it could be a popular sci-fi setting to where Earth is simply overpopulated and some of the other colonies just didn't manage to work out, such as the failures like Eden Prime and some of the other ones that were attempted. BioWare has actually stated that the character that we're seeing in the reveal trailer is not going to be your main protagonist for the game. And the feeling of the new trailer definitely feels a lot more laid back. There's not the same sense of urgency that you got from the previous Mass Effect games, especially with the first Mass Effect, where things were completely out of control when it was about you saving the galaxy. But you can definitely tell there's still this sense of focus as you see the character from the trailer kind of flipping through the different planets on their galaxy map, searching for either precious resources or even a viable planet that could potentially be colonized. But not all planets seem to be unexplored, as you can tell from some of the concept art that was revealed from E3 in 2014, and even from what you can see in the trailer. It seems like there's going to be some possibly friendly alien forces as well as some potentially hostile alien forces. What's also interesting is from the 2014 E3 conference, there was also a concept art that looked very similar to the Citadel. Of Of course, in the trailer, you can see a lot of alien wildlife, from bird-like creatures that are flying around to the crazy flying manta ray alien that's just cruising through. Another thing you'll notice as the character in the trailer is flipping through the different planets is little circles will pop up highlighting either possibly precious materials, points of interest, or maybe even something else altogether. And as much as I'd like to have the song from the trailer, Johnny Cash's Ghost Riders in the Sky, I'm more than sure it's going to be a copyright issue, but I feel that it definitely lends quite a bit to the trailer. And it really adds to the whole Western feel of the trailer, because if you think about the Andromeda Galaxy and what seemingly unexplored planets it has to offer, is very much like trying to explore the old Wild West. Even the lyrics of the song references something very similar to the Wild Hunt, which is kind of a cautionary tale about being forever damned to chase something that can never be attained, such as colonizing a new planet. And the character even settles on a desert environment to explore. You can see that FTL travel is being initiated, which is a technology in the previous games that wasn't perfected, which is why a lot of different alien races had to rely on Mass Effect relays to get from one point to another. So again, that kind of lends more to the theory of it taking place at least a fair amount in the future, because at that point, that technology can be advanced enough to where it can be used effectively. The character then turns around, you can see the classic N7 emblem on their armor, either signifying that they are a member of the Alliance developed program, or they are a former member of N7. You see the newer Mako in action, which has already been confirmed to be playable, and is more likely going to be used for space exploration, as well as a little bit of combat, just like the original Mass Effect. Personally, I hope it handles just as well, because it's hilarious the kind of tricks you can pull with the old Mako because of how clunky the controls were in the boosters combined. Characters seen jet boosting, which is more likely going to be another form of travel, especially when you're trying to get to higher locations or rougher terrain. Overlooking the valley, you can see these glowing lights if you look really carefully, along with all the dust that's kind of swirling around within. And as you see the party kind of charging forward, you see these blue glowing pylons or spires kind of just bursting out of the ground and rising upwards. And as you see this just advanced technology coming together to form what looks like possibly a relay or even a cannon of some sort, there's also concept art that shows you other advanced technology that's going to be established in the Mass Effect Andromeda universe, either by other friendly alien races or maybe even the main antagonist, even though they haven't really announced who the big bad or major threat's going to be at this time. And in this party, you kind of see charging forward. Of course, you see humanoid male, which has been the focal point of the trailer so far. You see another party member, looks like a humanoid female. And then you also have what looks like a Krogan, possibly even female Krogan, that's charging. It looks very similar to Eve's attire from Mass Effect 3. Well, I guess we'll find out more as more details are released later on in the year. But even the alien race that's kind of just firing at them looks like it's something entirely new altogether. It doesn't really match the build or likeness of any race we've seen previously in any of the other Mass Effect games. And of course, the trailer ends with just a badass leaping jetpack moment into an Omni Blade assault, which hopefully we actually see is something we can do in the game. It'd be nice to do as a little combo attack like that, besides just relying on biotic powers or even just standard weaponry. And that was my E3 breakdown of Mass Effect Andromeda. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. And if you like it, make sure to subscribe to check out some more of my videos. Thank you for watching. Until next time.